Modern classics. These motorcycles look like they belong to the good old days, but they are actually fun, convenient, easygoing and reliable, all thanks to modern day technology and engineering. Now, Triumph's Bonneville has been an incredibly popular pick in this segment. Well, no denying its charm, but from the saddle we felt it was a bit old school in the way it rode. But now Triumph has an all-new family of Bonnevilles, and this one here is the most accessible of the lot, the Street Twin. So we have an all-new Triumph that still looks properly retro, but it has gotten more modern as well. ABS is standard. It has ride-by-wire, and it even boasts of a simple traction control system. The parallel twin engine is all new. It is designed to rev better, and it has been beefed up as well. It boasts of 900 cc's of displacement. So the Street Twin's focus has sharpened. No, it's not gotten sportier. Yes, the displacement has gone up, it has liquid cooling, but horsepower's actually gone down. What has increased is torque. It has about 80 Newton meters, which is created at just a little over 3000 RPM. So the focus is easy usability. Yes, the torque is massive. But along with that, Triumph has picked just the right ratios for the gearbox. And so, you could spend all day in third or fourth gear, riding at 30-40 kph. To make things easier still, the cable-operated clutch is light, although shifts on the 5-speed gearbox are a bit clunky. And if you choose to crack open the gas, you'll have a laugh thanks to the tidal wave of thrust. And no, it doesn't gasp for breath as the revs rise. It actually revs quite freely. But thanks to the engine's well-chosen gear ratios, you won't really feel the need to use all the 7000 RPM. The experience is made richer as this parallel twin engine has a magical crankshaft which gives it a V-twin-like pulse and a deeper rumble. But what really sets the Street Twin up as a wonderful motorcycle is its sense of lightness. Despite the addition of liquid cooling and a bigger engine, the Street Twin is some 11 kilograms lighter compared to the older Bonneville. So at just under 220 kilograms wet, the Street Twin is still far from light. But when you're in that saddle, you'll beg to differ, because the redesign has also made it slimmer and smaller in some ways, because the tank actually feels narrow. Some people might say a little too narrow when you're riding hard. And then there's the seat height. At 750 millimeters, that seat is lower than that on a TVS Scooty Pep Plus. Compared to its predecessor, the Twin's wheelbase is smaller. It has sharper steering geometry and it isn't as tall. So it feels tightly packaged and is light on its feet. Basically, to ride, it feels like a properly modern motorcycle. So the Street Twin, it's absolutely lovely, and in a way that the old Bonneville wouldn't have quite matched up to. That's because not only is this gorgeous, serene, laid back, calm, all of that, but along with that, it's properly enjoyable and usable. So should you buy one, I think a lot of people would appreciate what the Street Twin has to offer. But if you're spending about 7 lakh rupees, there is another modern classic that should pop up on your radar. Can you recognize it? Yes, it's Ducati's Scrambler. Now, both these motorcycles are great options for riders who are looking to step up to big bikes but want something that's not just for the weekend, but something that they can use every day. So which one of these two would be better? For that, first let's take a look at the engines. At 803 cc's, the Ducati has a smaller engine, and it's only air-cooled. But the Scrambler has 20 horsepower more than the Street Twin, and it's nearly 30 kilograms lighter as well. A 6-speed gearbox suggests raciness as well, while the Triumph's 5-speed unit suggests a more relaxed character. So, no surprises. In the acceleration tests, the Scrambler is faster to 100 by 1 second. And it heads into the high triple-digit zone with a lot more urgency. Even when accelerating in gear, the Scrambler is quicker. It just feels fizzy and fun. Keep in mind, the Street Twin is quick enough, and given its smoothness, is irresistible in a different way. It's just so clear from the engines that these two motorcycles have such different characters. The Scrambler is ever eager to go faster. In fact, you'll end up riding just a little bit faster than you'd have expected or wanted to. And when you do that, you'll have a big smile on your face. At the same time, the Street Twin is happy to cruise at triple-digit speeds, but that's what it wants to do. It wants to kick back, relax, take in the sights, and that smooth engine really helps when you're riding at low speeds in the city. That's an area where the Scrambler feels a bit rough-edged. But overall, the Street Twin feels a little bit better for commuting, and that's down to the suspension. If you look at the hardware, it's clear that the Ducati has the more modern equipment, like upside-down front forks. It has monoblock calipers from Brembo. There's a trellis frame, a cast alloy swing arm, and a monoshock. The Street Twin has regular telescopic forks, twin-pot discs, a simple but robust split dual-cradle frame, and twin shocks at the rear. It certainly has the more classic-esque hardware. But on the road, you won't complain about the Street Twin. Its suspension is cushy and softens the many blows that our roads have to offer. But you should watch out for bigger bumps, as its weight and soft setup means that it bottoms out quite easily. The Scrambler suspension feels less settled, but it has longer suspension travel, and that lets you fly over our roads. However, the super upright seating position can send jolts up your spine. It's amply clear that the Scrambler has the sportier setup, and at higher speeds, it feels lighter, more engaging, and more confidence-inspiring to steer. And, critically, it stops much better as well. Then there are the tires. The Pirelli MT60 RS kind of helps to make up for the lack of traction control. At higher speeds, the Street Twin feels a bit heavy at the bars, and the retro-style Pirelli tires do feel a bit squishy when hustled. So the Street Twin is fun around a set of corners as long as you let it flow smoothly through them. But if you want to charge through them, that's the bike you want to be on. The way the suspension works, the tires, the brakes, everything just eggs you to ride that little bit faster. And the really cool thing about the Scrambler is that the fun doesn't have to end when the road does. The Scrambler really isn't an off-road bike, but anyone will happily ride it through all of this without any hesitation. And that just multiplies the fun. If you are looking at practicality, the Scrambler and Street Twin deliver roughly the same kind of fuel efficiency on the highway. But in the city, the Street Twin's torquey nature gives it a massive advantage. The twin seating posture is also better thought out. And although the seat is thin and a bit on the hard side, it is the better seat here. The Ducati seat is plain uncomfortable, and the seating position on this icon is very upright at the bars and sporty at the pegs, and that takes some getting used to. Also, while the Scrambler's LCD display is cool, it doesn't have a fuel level indicator or a gear position indicator. The Street Twin's crime is petty in comparison. It has no rev counter, but honestly, the large speedo is handsome, easy to read, and plain lovely. So after all of that, we've realized that these two bikes here offer us completely different flavors of motorcycling. Yes, both of them very competent and very versatile, albeit in somewhat different ways. The Scrambler by Ducati is a bit of a wild child. It will egg you on to look for your next adventure, whether it's on or off the road, and it will charge you up about the road up ahead. But it is a bit rough-edged, so whether it's daily duties, it's going to be something that you need to get used to. Triumph Street Wind, on the other hand, will soothe and comfort you as you ride about just about anywhere. But it's not the motorcycle that will excite you about a weekend ride. But is there a better motorcycle package here? I'm not entirely sure about that. But I do know, for me and for other younger riders out there, there is one package that will excite us more when we are stepping up to our first big bike. And that would be Ducati Scrambler.